and my uncle Lou. Then he died. I'm searching for something which can't be found, but I'm hoping. I still dream of Dad, though he died. When everything dies, everything dies. I'm not so sick, she might die. And my girl's quite fit, she will die. Still looking for someone who was around, Billy Cobain. Now I hear
Welcome. Little type O negative for the morning. Peter Steele, rest in peace. Good guy. Great music. Major Tom, Char, BJ, Big Chris, Trogue Europe, back, CJ. Good to see you and everybody else listening. Saturday, December 14th. Yesterday, Friday the 13th. For 300, did you do anything? Did you see the moon? Did you experience craziness? Did you get out of the matrix? Denny, good to see Denny. Jedi Dark Force. Indulging yourself in solitude helps a lot. We got Ginger Hamster on the chat. Good to see you. Caught your last part this morning as I was laying in bed. I am John in the chat. Good to see you. How can men find meaning when you wake up from the matrix? This is probably, out of all the guys I've spoken to, either online or through email or the phone, it's like, hey, Rad, I've come out of this and I'm kind of bummed out. Well, why are you bummed out? Well, we've figured out that, what do we live for now? We've realized relationships don't work, or for the most part, 99% of them always fail. Divorce is stacked against men. Now custody, what have you, working has a whole new meaning. How do you find meaning in this? There are men that have self-deleted themselves. Good to see Revster in the chat. Rev's going to be coming out to Colorado. I was listening in bed. I sure was. Men's Daily, good to see you. I think Men's going live here in a little bit. Check his channel out. Jawara is back. Good to see you. But how does a man find meaning coming out of this matrix? A lot of dudes get really upset and depressed. They have to accept it. That's the only way you can do this. You have to accept that your programming was not the programming that was going to sustain you for life. And that could be religious, that could be education, that could be government, that could be relationships oriented, that could be all sorts of things. The moment we realize that, what would you have done different at 18? You're 40 years old, 50 years old, 55, whatever. What would you have done different today, knowing what you know now? If you were 18, if you could get back in a time machine, would you do anything different? I think some of us would, but I think most of us would have that curiosity spark. We'd probably do it again. We'd probably use our frame and our boundaries and our knowledge of the red pill to make that woman submit, or to go forward with another education or what have you. But really, as you're older and you realize that you're waking up slowly, some folks they'll try to suck on the red pill, but they'll never swallow it because they still want that blue pill experience. They still can't give up the fact that a woman can make them happy, which is the worst lie of all time. Feminism deleted chivalry and freed the men. Well said, Big Chris. The meaning in life is to live life on your terms. F the matrix. The matrix is all about control. Controlling how you earn money, controlling how you go to school, controlling what religion you participate in, controlling your relationship status. You've got to get married, Rev. Come on, Rev. You've got to go get married. What's wrong with you? I'm just pointing out to Rev because Rev's never been married. But I'm sure he's heard that over the last 45 years of his life, especially the last 25. Find a woman and settle down. The programming is deep. Programming is real deep. So one must accept the fact that they have woken up. That's a good thing. However, there's a lot of guys that don't want to wake up. They're still asleep and they're fine with that. Let them be. It's the stronger men, it's the men that wanted to find a solution to their issues that begin to wake up. Some guys take a while to swallow the red pill and see things for what it is. Bingo, brother. Well said, Men's Daily. I was made for this life. I'm naturally a solitary guy. Society pushes this conformity about unity down your throat. It's basically Marxism and calm blank disguised as positivity. Well said, Jay. Good to have you. Well said. Jason Reed from Colorado. Strong men are a threat to the matrix. Isn't that the truest statement ever? Rev, Janet Jackson. She was all about control, brother. Good to see Joseph Hoffman. Most guys take the red pill as a suppository. Well said. They want to believe the red pill, but they've got 7 toes still in the blue pill world. See, it's the curiosity. It's the belief that they can take this knowledge and do things different. You know, A for effort. Go for it. Whatever makes you happy. Thoreau said, I wanted to live deep and suck out the marrow of life. He went off and lived by himself in the woods. You know, there's all these videos, Trog, that are popping up where men, I see them a lot. There's a lot more men's channels now where men are like, you know what? I just want to be by myself. I don't want to deal with people anymore. They find the solitude, exactly what Thoreau found. Marriage is like you're willing to kill yourself and go bankrupt. Marriage is the ultimate destroyer of life because modern women are not recommended for marriage. They are masculine and 304. You're not mistaken, Europe. Mysterio from Winnipeg, the mighty Mysterio. Men need to be strategic in their moves. That right there is gold, guys. You need to be strategic. Every choice you make has a consequence. Pick good choices. No fault divorce set the course for the end of civilization in the West. I'm at peace. I'm not giving marriage, dating, and cohab a second thought. Good for you, brother. It's not recommended. I'm not anti-marriage. I just don't recommend it. There's a difference. Is she? Marriage, a funeral with a cake. Is she down in Southern California dealing with woke parents? Let's see. I'm going to do Dick Pronecki and build a cabin out in the wilderness after I sell my house. Living off the grid. Rad, I was at a small party in New Mexico last weekend, and this chick I was talking to seemed shocked when I told her that I've never been married. She was shocked, and you were flying high. Whoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god, says Aristotle. I've heard that quote before. A great quote. Marriage cake is the poison cake to blank you. Very hard for men to be red pill in their 20s. Life as you age moves you to red pill awareness, says Mysterio. Well, you look at the boys today. In fact, my boys, especially my second, he's 23, he's realized that women are nuts. We went to my niece's wedding back in August. So I took my 2 boys, and my youngest has a girlfriend. She came too. And I looked at my 23. I go, you want to get married? We're sitting in the reception. You know, they're dancing and we're goofing around. My family's there. It was more or less a family reunion on my side. And my son said, hell no, Dad. This looks miserable. 23 years old. Go figure. See you later, men's. I'll check yours out as well. But slowly, men are waking up. They're looking at their fathers, their parents, the divorces that they went through as children. They're seeing that, you know what, there's something else to this marriage that's not setting me straight. That's not setting in well. Now, there's going to be guys out there they'll marry 4, 5, 6, 7 times. They don't care. They want to find that special lady. They'll go through all of the hoops. They'll spend a shit ton of money to find her, only to realize it's just a different name and a different haircut, but the same brain. They won't be as blunt, and that's another thing. We're dealing with the on-demand prawn, which has destroyed online prawn due to high-speed internet, has destroyed most of these kids, unfortunately, and men in general, relationships, OnlyFans. I mean, look at the reality we live in. When you truly wake up, let's just say you wake up and you're like, I can't accept it. I want to go back to the plantation. Okay, I get it. There's a lot of people that want to do that. That same tatted up, sleeved out chick was bragging about how she divorce raped her ex. Jeez. Classy women for 300 Trebek. That's not my woman, says Joseph. There you go. But that is the reality. They'll go back. They'll try to make it work. They want to be happy. They want to wake up and make banana pancakes on Saturday morning and have her call him from the road and pick up, a Cornish game hen from Costco and make a nice salad and drink some wine and watch Survivor, which is fine. We know what happens. Look, the programming, people go, oh, there's going to be some huge earthquake or war that's going to bring everybody back together. Oh, really? Okay. How? When the programming is already settled. Do you think we're going to go back to a pre-internet world? Maybe. Statistically, divorce will happen. Well said, Joseph. The green tea house for 300, Rev. I don't think it's doing very well. Prince Harry, Tom Brady, a literal prince and the quarterback. Not good enough. They were asked to change. What are your chances? Facts, Ishi. Facts. Women are a major distraction to men. She will save you from your purpose, says Mask Pro. Absolutely. And Prince Harry, the younger one, married a divorced woman. He could have got a gal, and I think she's a year or two older than him. He could have got a gal that was 19, 20, like his dad married Diana. I am John. Lindsay Phillips, 100 men in a day, soon to break the record. I've been seeing that, John, all over. It makes me absolutely disgusted that women think that that's good for them. That woman will self-delete, guarantee, mark my words, within 5 years, if not sooner. Freedom is better than Needham. Remember that prawn star Houston? She did 500 guys in a day. I mean, this is not something to smile about. Jawara, I think Greg, I don't think he remembers that anymore. We can never go back in time. We can just focus on the truth and move forward. And that's exactly it. Do we accept it or not? At the end of the day, you either accept this or you don't. And if you don't, you go back trying to make it work. You go back, you get back on the dating sites. You go back, try to find a new gal to marry if you're on your second or third marriage. If you accept it, you realize that, listen, I'm going to avoid massive amounts of quicksand and radiation, relationship radiation, if I leave now. If I decide that I am important, you are important. What you do to make money and your time becomes more important. You know the greatest thing about the red pill? Time. No longer are you wasting time trying to make somebody happy by working 100 hours a week to put a nice SUV in the driveway and a nice white picket fence around the property with 2 little Shih Tzus running around. Now that time is your time. What are you going to do with that time? There's a good chance we'll see Prince Harry in this chat soon. I wonder if he showed up before, Revster. It erodes their souls. It weakens men mentally. Let's be real. You watch prawn. Every one of us has watched prawn. We've all friggin' tossed the salami to it. But at the end, does it feel good? Does it really feel? I mean, you could be nothing about it. But at the end of the day, life is meant to lay with a woman instead of watch it on a screen, right? So there is some sort of ickiness to it. In fact, there's a guy, Gary somebody, University of Colorado, did a whole documentary on prawn and what it does to your brain. And he took out all the morality, all the spirituality, the religious stuff, just based on high-speed internet prawn and what it does to your brain. Wolf King, be an artist of life as a man. Well said, brother. Good to see you. If I could, I would pay a monk mode therapist to remember me in my quest of leaving society. There's really nothing left for me here. I want to get off the grid and reconnect with the earth and nature. Well said, Big Chris. Walk on the bare earth with just your bare feet. Get those negative ions. It's cold ass here too. We just got our first 2 inches of snow yesterday. It gets the job done. Yeah, for a lot of people, it definitely takes away the dealing with women in public. Men don't realize their maximum potential because she holds him back and keeps him fat. Trogue, Harry is a shell of a man. Markle has crushed his masculinity and simplified him. Well said. God Christ told us what is good and bad for us, healthy and unhealthy. We just don't want to listen. Yeah, I agree. The natural man. Facts, Rad. That's why I have lots of respect for you, Rad, and all of the men in here. We got a lot of great guys. And speaking of a great guy, Gone with John is in the chat. He's doing something today. He's doing something. He's out producing. So think about it. After all of this, when you wake up and realize this relationship radiation is literally frying you, you take that time now and you realize all of that time you spent working, getting an education, most of it was done in the hopes that you would be in a relationship of some sort. So if you're not in a relationship, now that time that's your wealth. That is your wealth, which can create more experiences. Now, are men willing to accept that? Five Guys charge you $14.50 for a burger. They used to be like, what, $9? The Matrix may have stripped me of my resources, but I kept my self-respect and dignity. Well said, Jay. I think a lot of us have been there. A lot of people use religion as an excuse to be lazy. They hide behind the good book, don't they, X-Mask? John Boston back in the chat. The legendary John. Good to see you, brother. KL in the chat. Good to see you. Well, I think this is a great comment. They treat it as a religion, not a way of life. Is religion meant to be a way of life? I would say, sure. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a religious tenet by God or by Jesus. But most people hide behind it, acting like they check the boxes. We live during a time where we sacrifice love and the family unit for other comforts. Well said, Ishi. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Truth. John the Baptist was a mighty man in Christ. He lived in the wild and he kept all of God's laws, statutes, and commandments. He was walking the shores of the river, right? The Jordan River. Yeah, check out John's channel. It does some good stuff, guys. I have been telling men around here in Boston is that all you have been fooled by the liberal media and women have swallowed whole the feminist religion. Now they're saying we were wrong. It's funny that they're even admitting that, John, because accountability is their kryptonite. If you look at friendship versus love relationship, although they are different, it seems like friendships outlast intimate relationships. I think you're true. I think literally the whole idea of starting a relationship on romantic love never ends well. I think being a friend with somebody, you have a better chance of making it work. But women are hormonal. They have fluctuations in their blood chemistry levels and their blood-brain barrier. I mean, we deal with different brains, and that's not hating. That's just understanding male nature versus female nature. We want peace, quiet, and freedom. Simple as that. Women like to talk. Women like to spend. Women like to bring up old conversations that don't go very well. It's a way of life, just like Buddhists had to practice the core tenets daily. Buddhism is not a religion. It's a way of thinking. John the Baptist was a human Sasquatch, the real wild man. I think the Squatch might be a demon. Potentially. I had a religious woman tell me the other day that I was selfish for not having kids and getting clipped at 40. So she is now Jesus and judging you, right, John? Did you say that? Did you say, who made you Jesus? That's why arranged marriages work, says Trogue. A lot of them do. A lot of them do, especially out in the Muslim world in India, Africa. Sleeping with the enemy. We all have slept with an enemy. So you're saying that anytime a woman can wake up and not be rock solid, or at least 98% of them. I think 98% of women are not recommended. There's a 1% to 2%. And I think those 1% to 2% understand their place in society. They know their role, but they still have a female brain. And they can go Karen at any time. JC, prawn isn't new. What do you think occurred in the caves of human 30,000 years ago during Ice Age winter when elders played hide the salami, the young bucks did nothing? He's not wrong. Yeah, look at the hieroglyphs. Yeah, they made pictures with ladies with boobies. That's why women from high school come out of the woodwork and want to date you when you are 55. A stupid simp doc friend of mine who was 58 married a 58-year-old trophy. Is there a such thing as a trophy that's 58? She must be pretty damn hot, John. All right, who we got here? Did you bang the tattooed hoe in New Mexico? Oh, you talking to Revster. Crimes. Hey, random question, but would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? That sounds like a Laffy Taffy. Crimes. 58 trophy. Nope, that's a hag. Well, a lot of women, there are certain women that have taken care of themselves, but it's a very rare thing. Right? Mayor of bodybuilding. It's shocking how blue-pilled society is. Well, it's all programming. Literally 95% of all the thoughts that everybody thinks on a daily basis is the same thoughts they thought yesterday. It takes a lot of energy to change your thinking, to change your thought pattern, to change the fact that you want to get out and do stuff. The hardest thing for men when they wake up and accept this and finding meaning is they have to change the dynamics of their life. They need to change. They need to do things different. They need to move their energy. They need to hike, bike, ride, go to the gym. They need to completely change everything. And it's hard when people are so used to doing the same thing every day. Well said, Mayor. I read somewhere that the chosen big noses invented prawn to destroy Christianity thinking. Maybe. He's going to send me some pics. Well, men want to get back to that plantation. Remember, most men think that they went through a 25-year marriage. They know all the secrets. So they can get back into a new relationship with all of this new knowledge and be the winner. Winner, winner, what's for dinner? Chicken dinner. Her boyfriend was there. She was flirting with everyone in the room right in front of him. What's that tell you? Modern day women. I mean, it's transparency. Cheating is a transparent. You know what? I had a buddy that walked in on his girl. It was a girlfriend or a wife having an affair. And the woman didn't even apologize. She just said, "Can I get any private time for myself?" I mean, that's the modern day. That's where we live. Full transparency. They don't care because they know if you're upset, they can just get back on a dating app and have 15 guys on their doorstep within 20 minutes. It's amazing how men tolerate bad behavior from women. Seen it since the 80s. No stuff. Yeah, we do. Men have allowed this behavior. They're owned by a certain group. They sure are, Trogue. Isn't the big guy up there? Who owns, isn't OnlyFans or Pornhub owned by a Canadian group? I think they're owned by a Canadian group. The only reason that blank are in prawn is that we think that Christ sucks. Al Goldstein. Interesting quote. Well, I mean, look at the quickest way to destroy a man mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Prawn. Physically, it destroys them because they can't perform. If they've watched prawn since they were 12 and they're 30 years old now, they can't perform very well with women because their brain is so convinced of the phoniness of it online, they can't get hard. I've been hearing that young men, ages 20 to 30, have erectile dysfunction due to prawn. Emotionally and mentally, it screws them up. They become weaker. They retreat into society. Spiritually, they're not there. The spirit is not there. So I'm just saying moderation in all things. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't fap or not fap. That's your decision. There are benefits to not fapping. In the Bible, it says, don't spill your seed on the ground. Maybe he was onto something 2,000 years ago. Appreciate that. But yeah, men find meaning after waking up. And how do you do it? It's, you have to change everything you once thought about life. You have to look at relationships and say 98% of women are not recommended, and 1% to 2% is still a gamble. And the 1% to 2% says, I'm willing to sacrifice my purpose, my peace, quiet, and freedom to potentially be with someone that will help. The odds of that happening are pretty slim. Freedom fighter, women's hive mind at work. A man will answer a question while a woman will look at her friends for the answer. 100%. That's what my ex-wife would do. Curse of deicide. They are just effed up as a collective. I don't hate them. Just the billionaire class. The billionaires have a very different way of thinking. I swear, they have a different version of the woke mind virus. The Templars were warrior monks. The powers that be destroyed them. The Templars for 300. When it comes right down to it, men take women way too seriously. Well said, bingo. Jason Reed. We do take them too seriously. We shouldn't. They're 5-year-olds with breasts, most of them. Somebody going to spill his seed in a new dump receptacle. Justin in the chat. There's going to be men tonight spilling their seed with crazy. Probably paying for it somehow. 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence, which is one of many reasons why I'll never step foot into another church ever again. Great quote, Big Chris. Shroud of Turin is legit and amazing. God is good and unstoppable. Jesus' shroud. We can get on a religious discussion of the Christ. Well, Jesus did not become the Christ until he was crucified and rose from the dead. That's what Christ means. But he was Jesus of Nazareth, or Yeshua, before that. Walk the earth. I think that Barry Red Pill and a lot of his thinking basically told people that they could find joy and happiness if they didn't follow the programming. That's all he did. Come follow me. He told Peter to walk on water. Dating apps have created a spoiled for choice attitude. All they do is swipe the same guys and can't understand why no man wants him. I don't need no man. I know these women who write, I'm 55, not settling, and know my worth. And you must love dogs, right, John? You have to love dogs. I was referring to me there, Rad. Oh, gotcha. Okay, brother. There's Hammerhand's new channel. Yeah, he was in and out quick with the last channel being deleted. But I think that YouTube deletes channels or will shadow ban you based on your IP address. I have been the same number of subscribers for the last month. Like, massively shut, which is fine. I've never visited Israel. I would like to go, though. Don't take women too seriously. Timmy Kramer for 300. Me and my wife and my mother-in-law were talking about the Bible, reality of poison culture, and black culture. There's some good nuggets in the good book. You've got mail, and the mail now has problems. Bookshelf. Great comment, brother. It's amazing that MGTOW philosophy is very similar to giving up worldly ways. It's very similar. What did Jesus say to the rich man? Give up everything and follow me. Rich man couldn't do it, did he? This nonsense with what YouTube is doing to Hammer is ridiculous. It really pisses me off. They just don't like this message. John Griffin is he figured out a way to get around it. A lot of these women are receptacles for the man juice, 100%. My mother-in-law told my wife that she thinks that I am low-key racist. My wife is not particularly happy with her mom. I think you're married to a black woman, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen some beautiful black ladies. I have never had a relationship with a black woman. Not that I'm against it. We just don't have a lot out here in Utah. Not a significant amount of our population. It's 94% white. Our mail carriers are on strike in Canada. Well, Trudeau's got to fix it. I was not raised a Jehovah's Witness. My lady friend upstairs is getting pissed off because I'm not banging her lately, so she cleaned the crap out of my place last night. Dang. They don't like it when they're rejected, do they? I was right. Yep. You've got mail with Tom Hanks. We can't force people to see reality. No, they got to come on their own terms. I told my ex that she never learned that single women will make married women single. She paused and said, wow, that's so true. They just can't see it, can they? Yes, that's why I figured you were married. Yeah, I never had. I mean, there's some very attractive black women. Yeah, I never had the opportunity. It is dangerous because it's the lack of control that the government and religion and education and women have over men. It's actually a superpower. Yeah, I know what you were saying, Justin. Gerald Montaña's in the chat. Good to see you. Yes, I grew up LDS, Mormon. But Mormon blood runs through me. Black Magic Woman Santana. There you go. I think a lot of MGTOW tenants, a man going his own way, John the Baptist. You've got Peter, Paul with the Corinthians. Lots of single men that did not get married. Ladies wear extremely revealing clothing so they can get validation from men that they don't like. Don't look at me. Don't objectify me, X-Mask. Come on. Women hate it when another woman is happy. Crabs in a bucket. Yes, they do not like that. They want all women miserable like they are. Finding a passion in life is important. Whatever it is, I'm just having difficulties finding ways to find a family when holidays hit down. Well, your family is here in the chat. How about that? Most of my family is in the chat. I am not a descendant of Brigham Young. My ancestors came from Scotland and England and Denmark. I get agitated when I see posts online making it seem that relationships were easier pre-1950s. It was a different easy, but still the same issues. Men's brain and women's brain. I had a black woman want to date me. She said that she and her daughter come as a package. I was very polite and said they are younger men who would appreciate that. I don't want a popo call. Attaboy. Well, how do you do cousin in Christ? The Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses are actually cousins. Actually, we're more similar to the Seventh-day Adventists, Justin, not to the J-Dubs. But yeah, you were right. J-Dubs are a very different religion. Interesting, Big Chris. But then you go look at. Let's look at Judas in the Bible. Judas betrayed Jesus. That is a man that was probably a blue pill and was jealous of Jesus. So he betrayed him. How many nice guys? We've always said nice blue pill nice guys are the most dangerous men out there. They will sabotage you at any chance, just like Judas. So there's a lot of value in the Bible when it comes to MGTOW, blue pill, red pill, leaving the programming. Apostles were legends, but supercharged with God, the Holy Spirit. Peter, Paul, and Mary leaving on a jet stream, on a jet plane. We're all in the same branch, right? Well, a branch is different from a ward. A branch is a smaller group of Mormons. We call it branches. And ward is a typical larger. But yeah, you know what you're talking about. Brandon Trueblood is back. Good to see you, brother. Saw your I watched the stream last night with you and Father Saunders. Some serious guys. Go watch Brandon Trueblood's last night on alcohol and drug statistics. Very good. Well done, guys. A lot of blue-pilled schmucks out there. Why is it every day I see Newsbreak using the phrase "stunning and brave," showing a 50-plus woman who puts on a dress or bikini? Well, they're pushing Demi Moore. They're pushing, all of these women. Terry Hatcher. Is this the narrative? People are getting older. JC, the Bible contains a huge amount of genius thought. Well said. Terrence Popp had a good one a few years ago about how women drove Robin Williams off. It's really sad. Robin Williams was a great actor. He had that, I think he had the early stages of Parkinson's, dealing with divorce, child custody. He's like, I'm out. Do you blame him? I don't. I wish he could have found a solution. Stunning, brave, and undesirable. You're so brave. You go, girl. Eat, pray, love. I found that what faith gives you is healthy for you, while women worship themselves to their doom. Let's go all the way back to Eve. Eve got Adam to eat of the fruit of the tree of good and evil. He got Adam to commit a sin. CJ says men and women are not compatible. Absolutely. Now I definitely got to come through and buy you a round or two. You better have my hat too. I'll give you this hat. You can have the original hat. The Beatles said they were bigger than Jesus. As punishment, God created Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono for 300 Trebek. Go listen to the lyrics of John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine there's no religion. That if you read the lyrics of Imagine, that's pretty satanic. Basically saying no God, no world. But it's a great song. If Trophy had the new blue pill trend. Well, women, again, they're believing that their value increases as they get older. Does it? They do that in jail. You said you are a Mormon. That explains your viewer and subscriber counts. Well, at one point, Jay, this channel had 7,200, but unfortunately, Susan didn't like it. Now, I've kind of graduated from that growing up. I respect my heritage, but I also am my own person. I think religion to me is gone its way. I learned some things. I graduate, but I don't have to go to the college every Sunday to remember I graduated. I take what's good and I leave what's bad, and I continue on my journey and respect it. If anything, I've really embraced Buddhism in terms of the philosophy of it, not the worshiping of the Buddha. He would be friggin' he'd feel sick if people were rubbing his belly. He didn't want to be worshipped. Again, that's putting materials and objects ahead of people. That song Imagine makes my ear bleed. Wolf King, well said. I mean, that's really that song Imagine. Lenin's New World Order. No religion. Women like jailbirds and violent men jailbirds. Makes me laugh. The Beatles versus Zeppelin, hard choice. Zeppelin is my favorite, hands down. I was never a Beatles fan. I respect them. I was more of a Beach Boys. I didn't even like the Rolling Stones. Beatles, I only liked the Beatles. I only liked it when John Lennon sang. I liked his songs. I do not like Paul McCartney. I respect Paul McCartney. He's brilliant, but I don't know. Zeppelin all the way. That's peanuts compared to the secular content creators. There you go. I'm not worried about it. I can read all your comments. I don't need a million folks. I started my channel in 2019 with one theme: to help another person who was going through what I went through. That's it. And they do complain about it. 95% of women will fail the loyalty test when a Chad slides into her TM. I think that's a little too low, John. I would say 99%. But I get it. Deism and Buddhism. My sister cast a spell on her ex-husband. It worked, and only works if you're not protected by the Buddha. I went to a Hare Krishna event, and we had to sing a song called Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna before we ate their food. It was actually, believe it or not, down in Utah County, which is about an hour and a half away. They have a huge Indian or a Hare Krishna community. Lenin's Imagine was channeling communism, which is Satan, right? Not a Wings fan. What kind of wings? I think that men want sex more than women, and that's the reason why the sex have problems. I wonder if it could be reversed. No, the problem is our brains. That's everyone talks about. Let's women and men get along. Well, you can for a certain amount of time. One has to compromise. It's really that simple. In relationships, the majority of the compromise is by men. Men just want peace, quiet, and freedom. They'll let the wife do whatever. And so, can it work? I don't think it ever can work. Our brains are too different. No, I know. I hear what you're saying, Jay. Look at Yeshua. He only had 12, 11 after. Yeah. He had 12 followers, 12 subs. Jesus had 12 subs, 11 after Judas. Well said. Joseph says, I have completed my mission. I feel good about it. I mean, I've learned a lot from you guys too. Learned a lot. Imagine you're a commie. It's easy if you try. The store shelves are empty and a lot of people die. There you go. Thanks for being here, Joseph. Appreciate that comment. Paul McCartney, the Wings band. I never was into Wings. Although he did play with Dave Grohl, 5 or 6 years ago, and they made a kind of a grunge song on was it at the Grammys? Was listening to a mod 60s band, Fleur de Lis, awesome crunchy bluesy guitar, sounded like Sabbath in some ways. The mod 60s for 300. There's some good mod. The Kinks. Kinks were a great band too. Just got the vinyl. I'll have to check out Fleur de Lis. It's called progressivism. It's Marxism, some collectivism garbage. Well, there's a lot of symbolism and messages within modern day music. You know, remember the original rap, Run DMC? You be illin', dun 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 dun, dumb girl. What else? My Adidas. It was like basic music. Beastie Boys, shake your rump. Brass Monkey, the Funky Monkey. I mean, basic stuff. Now all the rap is crazy. You know, shooting up the neighborhood, banging 304s, making money, buying the Mercedes, the Benzos. I don't know what's going on, but in the past few months, women are looking at me and smiling a lot. I think they can feel that I'm not there for them. They see it in my eyes. My soul is elsewhere, says Ed. Well, what you are promoting is the fact you're the indifference. They can smell your indifference. Mayor says, I saw the Kinks. I would have loved to see the Kinks. I'm a vegetarian now, but I do eat chicken and steak and raw game. It's been going great so far. Love it. As the brains and bodies of silverback male gorillas differ from female gorillas, so it is with the two human genders. We are different. Men and women are different. It's never going, there will never be a link. We're not partners. We're different. We're not companions. We're different. That's why it's very difficult to listen to these women that talk about our talking points. They do not have a penis. They do not have the same brain biochemistry and the blood-brain barrier that they do. I believe you're right, Mysterio. They got that from a broken ham. You really got me. Your disinterest triggers them to be attracted to you. Yeah, it's the indifference that they're feeling. The new rap is crap, Rad. When Eminem sold out, it was downhill ever since. He was the last hope. And Eminem's, he's a simp too. A lot of regular working class women like dumbass dudes. I notice if they see me smiling or being myself, she gets intrigued. Well, you're a mystery to them. They like dumbass dudes because they're not a mystery. JC, I saw the Kinks in college. Attaboy. Drill music and sexy red. There you go. Most women are satanic. They read the Bible, Genesis 3:16, Timothy 2:12, and they decide they're going to do what they will anyway. They can't. The men just open their eyes and see it for what it is. Christian women. Typo Negative has a song called Christian Woman. Go figure. Men have to become select. If she is not choosing you, you will not win. She must find you attractive, masculine, and confident. The best way to do that is be an ass. Don't give them any sort of inclination that you like them, that you want to be with them. Treat them like a 5-year-old with breasts. So I tell men, if you want to date, do it the opposite of what you think you should do. You think you should be nice, be an ass. Watch what happens. Mystery. Village Green Preservation Society. I'll check that out. He plugged his guitar in his mom's stereo. That's awesome. It's hard for men to go without sex for a long haul. That's why we always check women out from time to time. That's our biology. Nothing wrong with that. I see a beautiful woman. Do you think I want to nail her? Of course. That's how we are. But you have to understand the risk and the rewards with even the thought of that and the action of doing that. Women like men who are oblivious to their manipulation. It's not rocket science, stable, and security. They want to be with a man that can be manipulated, but in their mind, they're thinking of that Chad that, hits them with their best shot, as in Pat Benatar's song. Correction, Rad. If you want to get what we men want, you treat them like 5-year-olds with tatas. Yep. What did your kids play that you weren't too happy about? Like, my daughter was a cheerleader. I didn't like the cheerleading world. Too expensive. My boys played soccer, basketball, baseball, and football, and they skateboarded. Honestly, just did your own thing and never ask a woman to go out with them. Always ask for them to accompany you. If you don't want to follow you, then they want to be in charge. Never. Yeah. If you ask them for their number, they have the power. If you ask them out, they have the power. No mediocre prawn coming my way. You like the women with stretch marks, don't you? Just plug in the decent speakers with a Numark portable. That's what I do to keep it affordable. There you go. The Kinks used a razor to slice the speaker cone to get certain tones. Interesting. Talk about what's the word? Basic creating sounds. That's awesome. Kinks are a great band. But if you think about it, this is not a dating channel, but men that seek women will always, they don't have the power. What Ed was saying earlier about women that are now beginning to smile at him because they sense, women have a very keen sense. Well said. Fine women have high interest in you if you're into that. I'm curious why you did not enroll your sons in martial arts. We did. Actually, I did. I put my boy in ninja. There's actually a martial arts called ninjutsu. Ninja, they had nunchucks and everything, taught by this ninja guy. He didn't like it. Too many nerds in it. Don't chase, be you. Let them chase you. Absolutely. Rad's mom has a tattoo that says son. That'd be a good one. Thick and fluffy ones, Rad, with stretch marks. She wants attention to boost her low self-esteem, and her toys are replacing her man. Yeah, a lot of women are saying that they like their toys. If you want to poon from time to time, there you go. I once hung out with a gal that had to have a toy to get off, even though that there was a schlong inside of her. Move to Ohio. The woman here will cure you of everything, giving them a second thought, let alone a second look. Joseph likes the dark skin and curvy, decent size bottom. The thick ones with stretch marks are far better performers. Oh, you guys are pathetic. Come on. Pissing your mom off by listening to dirty, rotten imbeciles. There you go. So, I mean, that's the reality. If men are seeking, if they get back, they get out of the plantation, they realize that, they found meaning and they want to test the waters. Good luck. Know the risk and the rewards. In my own path, I gave it all my past life. I have no more battery left on my heart. Let them keep their peach is getting older by the minute. One day they will notice what a waste. Once you get to that point, when you really digest and poop that red pill out and you realize it's now part of your chemistry, you don't have any energy to give them. There's no such thing as giving them energy. You going Sir Mix-a-Lot on me, bookshelf? 304s, they like the sausage. I don't mind the stretch mark. That's not the fat. Just not the panis. I see what you mean, Justin. I have not technically asked out a woman since 2022. I don't think I'm missing out. I rarely run into women that I say, wow. On some level, it's kind of sad. It's just reality. At least you accept it. There's no commitment, just blasting, just a couple throws. There you go. Be safe, though. The women are ruined. Their grandmas and beyond don't know nothing about these toys. Trash. Transhumanism is already here. Organic pleasure doesn't do it anymore. I think you're right, Jay. I think you're right. I swear they act like prostitutes while servicing you now. It's completely changed. I mean, if you look back, when I courted my wife, I courted her. I dated her for. It was a different world in 1996. Different world in 1989. This world is no longer. That world is gone and dead. Today's world. I'm posting a video clip tomorrow of a woman throwing a temper tantrum like a child because a man broke up with her. She's the type that'll make these false alligators. Someone post Freedom Fighters channel. I think I'm subscribed to you. I believe I am. If not, I'll check after. They really believe they look like they're filtered images. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Ishi. That is the delusion. Cheech and Chong Santa Claus and his old lady this season. Cheech and Chong for 300. I like Cheech and Chong. Women lose their allure when you know their nature. Well said. Color doesn't matter nowadays. You pink and they all stink. That's why this 304 is getting a dong douching tonight. Eliminate the stink of a woman fast. A lot of women have very interesting odors. And I think it's the microchimerism. I think it's the multiple high body count. I saw a missing sign out here in LA and the picture on the sign was filtered. Welcome to 2024. No surprise. She wants a man that doesn't exist. Well, they do. Most of the men that women have in their fantasy does not exist. He's an alpha and a beta all in one. If you got money, height doesn't matter anymore. I don't think you're mistaken, bro. Yeah, somebody post Freedom Fighters channel. But it is reality. That is reality. We deal with a different brain than they do. I don't envy them either. The world seems very generic and corporate. And with all this Skittle stuff, you're well said, Wolf. Well said. I add inches with my financial digits. There you go, bookshelf. Only the tribe, OTT, Agent Smith, it's the smell. Good to see you. Where are you from, brother? I am John. How does CJ keep getting a nuclear PP? I mean, the guy is a lot of fun. What's his junior college thingy? I'm not a big fan, I am John, of going to a junior college and paying for that kind of money. I just, again, when you're putting junior college, now I understand why he's doing it, but if you're seeking out junior college twice a week, you're still putting the woman on the pedestal. See ya. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Well said, brother. Damn coons need to go sit in there. Well said, Justin. My cousin's sons told me they put up a tampon dispenser. There's tampon dispensers in Oregon male bathrooms. We know you like the black women, Joseph. Can't be an alpha and beta in one. Why would anyone want to? Well, that's what they want. Go watch the movie or the TV show Sex Life. It is on Netflix. It's a 2-season about a woman with an alpha marries a beta, wants the alpha back. You want to see red pill and blue pill on a TV screen? There you go. Thicky gets the sticky. Richie back. Women should not have been created. Well, they needed to be created, or we would not be here. But I can see why people say that. Ohio is a hog heaven for guys who like them big, mean, and childish. What part of Ohio, brother? You in Cincinnati? Mayor says, JUCO, a numbers game. One day you might, a case only takes. Yeah, absolutely. No, paying for it. I don't believe in paying for it. That's just not no sugar daddy, none of that crap. I understand why guys do it, but no. Yeah, they can claim something. They can claim something. That's a problem today, fellas. The high body count and lack of proper feminine hygiene. Microchimerism. No woman today brings peace. They love drama and chaos. I'm a Chad and paying for the box. I hate stress and drama queens. I pay for my peace. Yeah, and Europe's been married twice and divorced twice. Women's lies are bringing down powerful men. Well, we just saw that the Duke lacrosse lady just admitted it 18 years later. She made it all up. How many lives did she destroy by making a false alligator? That can happen to any one of us. I was dating a crazy bitch. When she sensed I wanted to leave for a hike, she said, I want to suck your blank. She was the crazy rich girl out west I dated. See, that is how a woman can get men to do what they want, by giving a sexual pleasure. She couldn't have said, I want to go on a hike with you. Probably couldn't have kept up. But all she has to say is those 4 words. I'll suck your blank. Big Lebowski. Shut up, Donnie. Shut the F up, Donnie. Most women today don't like men. Yeah. I agree with that statement. Cincinnati. Been to Cincinnati Airport. Been to Cincinnati. Went to the Hooters in Cincinnati. If you know what's on her phone, you would see her immediately like trash. Never, ever look into a phone or have someone look into your phone. It could be your kids. Don't do it. Just live in reality. If you are married or have a girlfriend or are dating, that woman's got a lot of dudes in her phone. A lot of married women do too. Cleveland, Ohio. LeBron James, the beta male. My crazy ex from 8 years ago sent me a text from out of the blue of her new grandchild the other day. Of course, I didn't respond. Good for you. Indifference is your friend. I am John. Never respond to an ex. They're seeking breadcrumbs. They want your attention. When a woman reaches out and says something, don't respond. They want your attention. Gordon jumped for 300 Trebek, WKRP. We used to watch that with my dad. I pick up girl at airports rather easily. I think they are more easier if you're on vacation. I say, if you're going to be a passport bro, get with other passport hoes that are there from Denmark or Germany. Don't get with the locals. You're going to get deleted or, if anything, roofied. Passport bros get with passport hoes. I just made that up. We must learn to control our sex drive, then we are free. Control your biology, 100%. Most men are in a cold, hard piece of concrete and metal because of a woman. I would say 95%. Either they're stealing and robbing to buy things to impress a woman, deleting others over a woman, or something has to do with a female relationship. Simple as, unless you're Skittles. If you're Skittles, then you're deleting your husband or whatever. There are Skittles in prison because they deleted their boyfriend. When you remove all nuance somatic, it all basically comes down to, in a simplified term, discernment and discipline. Well said, Jay. That is absolutely true. We have to be disciplined. Ask yourself, after you smashed her, and she might be as hot as hell, but horrible in bed. Lay there like a Carl's Jr. starfish. And then you're done smashing. Let's just say 20 minutes, you're done. You jump off top of her and you just want to go to bed. You need to be disciplined to understand what the post-nut clarity brings to you. The reputation of a 304 is diminished at the airports, I think, or when they see you on vacation. Yeah, they probably drop their guard down. I like that passport bro saying. Passport bros get with passport hoes. Most men in relationships today are abused. Mentally and emotionally, and financially. Female nature is always global. Be careful overseas, says Wolf. If a woman does not show you her phone, she must be hiding something. Yeah, most of them are. I don't give a damn what's in the phone. I could care less because I'm not invested emotionally or mentally. On the vids that show around your show on YouTube a year ago, your rad show was called Men Win the Game. Well, we do win in the end. If we accept it, we win. The crazy ones orgasm in the blank too. A lot of women like that. Speaking of passport bros, I'm not one, but I'm heading down to Mexico soon. Did you hear about I just saw that. I saw a couple today. I read it today. They were in Michoacan. Don't go to Michoacan or Sinaloa. Stay in Baja or Mexico City. I wouldn't even go to Cancun. I'd go to Merida, but I wouldn't go to Cancun. Stay away from where those deletions all happen in the same place. Carlos Jr. starfish with this team. Tell me where you're going. I'm going to be in Mexico in January. Valerie Bertinelli, wasn't she in WKRP? I almost banged two girls in a Warsaw nightclub, but it seemed sketchy because I saw Russian guys and they brought you up. They were going to take you back behind the building and beat you up and steal your lunch money. Marvel Elite, good to see you. The best way to control your biology is to redirect your energy towards physical activity, goals, and hobbies. You are 100% correct, brother. Passport hoes probably have a man back home like those two hot that claim they are groupies. They were raped on vacation when caught. Oh, sure. Any passport 304 got a boyfriend or a husband. Trust me. Richie Cooper's Ladies' Night shows how insufferable women are. Yep. I don't get why women withdraw sex in a relationship and then have an affair and have to give sex to the new guy frequently if she wants that guy's attention. That's the only way they can compete to getting a man is to give up the box. That's how most think. That's how they've been thinking since a man recognized them or a boy recognized them when they were 13. And from then, all they've cared about is looking good and getting the attention of men. Always have instinct with women, situational awareness, as Hammer states, wise survivals. Yep. Understand when they're overly aggressive with their charm, they want something, and it's not you. Good to see Christian in the chat. There's new AI technology that can find out if your woman is on a dating site. I saw that. So far, every woman has failed the loyalty test. What does that tell you? The same reason fishermen use the flashy spinning lure to reel the fish in. That's a great analogy, Jay. Wonderful. Guys, this has been a great stream. I'm going to get off and do something today get out and go to the gym or do something. But we will see you on the next one. I saw that last night, Mysterio. Jason Bateman. Man, he's doing some good movies. Carry On was a great flick. Nerve Gas was the theme of that movie. Actually, Control was the theme. Rev put up Freedom Fighter. Thank you for putting that up, brother. We'll check him out. Check out Men's Daily. He's live right now. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Peace.